Alrighty, Road to Restoration GE Improvements Preview. Instead of reading them to us, unfortunately not. Afternoon Scapers, back in February blog, we began the conversation around potential improvements to the Grand Exchange. One message came through loud and clear. Many of you are happy with the system as it stands and simply want access to more accurate market price data. Some of you even told us that this change alone would make for a worthwhile update. After reviewing your feedback and exploring the available options, we've reached a similar conclusion as a result. Improving market price accuracy became the primary focus of this update. Today, we're taking a deeper look at the Grand Exchange and sharing what's coming up for this exciting project in the near future. You can also do the GE patch notes for old school. That's true. The big change is relating to prices. This change relates to what we call the market price value you see when examining an item. We won't be going into too much detail about exactly how this figure is calculated, as shedding too much light on this topic can lead to it being more intentionally manipulated. But for the purposes of this discussion, it's enough to know that the market price is derived from a set of recent trades and is updated periodically rather than in real time. With that in mind, we wanted to ensure that as part of this update, market prices update more quickly with improved accuracy to real-time trading value. Here's what we improved to the end. An item's historic market price previously was only able to change a maximum of 5% every time the market price of the item updated. This has now been increased to a maximum of 20%. In practice, this means that item prices will catch up to real-time trading values much quicker. The triggers at which an item's market price gets recalculated have been tweaked. Most items will now require significantly lower trade volume in order to trigger an overall market price recalculation. We will introduce a recent trading price, which will be the average value of the last 10 trades. This will be much more volatile than the market price, but will provide additional information, especially if items do still lag behind the real trading prices. The icon for this is the up-down arrow symbol, whereas the market price is the hand with the coins symbol. Okay, yep, that makes sense. Completed trade data will be sent to RuneScape Wiki for long-term price tracking in a much more accurate manner. This is a hugely requested feature, and we're delighted to be able to make this data available through the wiki. Thanks to it, you will be able to explore historical price movements, identify trends over time, and gain deeper insights into the state of the Grand Exchange economy. Items will now display your current buy limit usage, showing how many of your available purchases have already been used. You'll also be able to see exactly how long remains until that buy limit resets, removing the guesswork and making it easier to plan your trading activity. The user interface. Alongside the market price improvements, we've also made a number of quality of life updates to the Grand Exchange interface. The images shown below are still a work in progress and may not represent the final implementation exactly, but they should provide a good indication of the direction we're taking and how these changes will look when they arrive in game. And this has been something I've actually been really looking forward to. After. At a glance, things feel similar, but here's a list of what to look for. See labeled image below. Recent trading price can be found just below market price, A on the image below. Added the previously mentioned buy limit timer so you know when it resets, B on the image below. The default quantity has been changed to 1 instead of 0, C on the image below. One second, guys. Okay, right-click options have been added to the overview screen to quickly relist offers at plus minus percentages and at market price. Added recent searches D on the image below. Before you've entered a search term, the search box will display the last 3 items you've selected in a search as well as your favorites. We removed edit mode for offers. Editing the price is now available on the in progress offer screen without the extra button press. The client and server should be in more sync with one another, so the price you see is the price you set. Any irons in chat? No, I leveled up to steel. Okay, right, yeah. So we see A is, yeah, the recent price, and then B will be the buy limit timer. C is, yeah, the quantity, and then the recent searches. Very nice. Okay. Our goal was to preserve the familiar experience you know and use every day while giving the UI a visual refresh that modernizes its appearance without changing its core functionality. These changes form part of our broader Road to Restoration UI initiative. As part of this effort, we're moving away from flat backgrounds that causes buttons and interface elements to blend together, as well as reducing unnecessary frames within frames. Instead, we're focusing on cleaner layouts that allow important elements to stand out naturally. While these may seem like subtle adjustments, they have a significant impact on the overall feel of the interface, making it less cluttered and helping key information draw your attention more effectively. Ultimately, the side-by-side comparisons give a better overview. Searching improvements. The UI side, we've made some real exciting changes to the search functionality, which will pack quite a punch, make using the Grand Exchange a lot easier. Aspects of this are something we're keen to get your feedback and suggestions on, so do read on a bit further. Common acronyms will search the full term. For example, ZGS will search Zamrock Godsword and Xeros Godsword. Check out the full table on these below. Similarly, prefixes will be replaced with relevant text. For example, 3A will be replaced with third age. Check out the full table on these below. The search bar can now use common keybind shortcuts such as Ctrl plus A to select all text and Ctrl plus V to paste. Ironman players would no longer see items they cannot purchase. Your feedback also raised some issues with buy limits in commonly used items, particularly where items can be consumed much quicker than buy limits. This project was focused more on the G system itself, but we've updated a few item types. Zed, yeah, I say Zed now because I'm British. Avatar refresh and an amazing G update like this in 1 month. Jagex are doing good work. So crystal keys and loop halves are from 100 to 1,000. Saves, battle saves, and orbs are 1,000 to 5,000. Darts and offhands are 1,000 to 25,000. Potions, including Guthix Rest, are 1,000 to 2,500. Adrenaline and inert crystal, 500 to 1,000. Grapes and wine, 1,000 to 5,000. Gems and uncut gems, 5,000 to 10,000. I think there's a blog on API coming up tomorrow, maybe Friday, maybe. But it's meant to be the end of the year, yeah. So we don't know exactly when yet. An important thing to note here is that we will, as always, be actively monitoring these changes when they go live and may make further changes if we feel they are necessary to maintain a healthy economy and trading environment. Shorthand search terms. Here's a full list of shorthand search terms mentioned above. ABS, Armadillo Battlestaff, AGS, Armadillo Godsword, AOS, Armadillo Souls, BAX, Battle Axe, BBC, Bound, let's spell BBC, the British news, BGS, Bando's Godsword, BOLG, or BOTLG, no one says BOTLG, Bow the Last Guardian, BOTG, Brooch of the Gods, BSA, Blackstone Arrow, never say that before, CC, Christmas Cracker, who can afford Christmas crackers, DB, Darkbow, DBane, Dragonbane, DFS, Dragonfire, DH, Duroc, DTB Death Touch Bracelet. EOF Essence of Finality. EZK, yeah, Zug, that makes sense. Fasoa also makes sense. Grace of the Elves, that makes sense. Gricko makes sense. GS Godsword, G-Sun, never said a G-Sun. HSR, that makes sense. IOH or IOTH, Ingenuity of the Humans. LOTD, yeah, Luck of the Doors. OVL, Overload. Osh, Orlando Smith Hat. Rod, Ring of Death. Ruff, Ring of Fortune. Espo, Saradomin Bow. SGB, Saren God Bow. SGS, Saradomin God Sword. SOA, Spear of Annihilation. SOS, Staff of Sasuke. SWH, Status Warhammer. Zedbo is Zamrock Bow, and ZGS, Zamrock God Sword or Zaros God Sword. Rapicod. It does make more sense as an acronym, but I don't know if I've seen anyone add the T to it. Yes, the Overload, the common curated item. Staff of Sliske. I only know Staff of. I've never bought a Staff of Sliske. Yeah. Anything missing from the list above? Do let us know. Replace prefixes include 2A Second Age, 3A Third Age, MW Masterwork, D underscore Dragon, R underscore Rune, G underscore Granite. I don't know about that one. TMW Trim Masterwork, Abbey Abyssal, Addy Adamant. Okay, that makes sense. Underscores are used to indicate spaces. For example, typing D long becomes dragon long. Is anything missing from the list above? Do let us know. That's it for now. You'll, of course, be keen to hear what these changes are coming. You'll be keen to hear when these changes are coming to a Grand Exchange near you. We are currently in the final stages of implementing these changes before it all gets sent off for testing. This week is a key opportunity for us to still implement some of the abbreviations and prefixes that you believe should be included, so please do get involved in the discussions on Reddit and Discord as soon as possible. We'll be ready to share a specific release date in the very near future, so do keep an eye out for that news in the coming weeks. SOA, that means something else in Dutch. Maybe in the endgame balancing update, Copium. Gmaul is the only grounded one I can think of. Yeah, I've never bought a Savage Scare. Alright, that's everything to the Road to Restoration for GE Improvements preview. Looking forward to see it when it goes live.